Rushing and flailing at pull time does nothing to improve the situation, nor does it get the parachute open more quickly. In the event that no one, meaning you or your instructors, has been able to extract and throw the pilot chute, your emergency procedure is simplified in that all that is necessary A pilot chute in tow occurs when the pilot chute is deployed but the main parachute remains locked in the container. There are a variety of causes for this, and it is sometimes similar to a horseshoe malfunction, which is discussed later. The pilot chute in tow is nearly as fast as a total malfunction, but like the total, occurrences are quite rare. The only way you will identify this malfunction is looking behind you to see the pilot chute towing behind you, as you will remain in a belly-to-earth position. The pilot The horseshoe malfunction can happen two ways. One is when the container opens prematurely, but the pilot chute was not extracted from the pouch and thrown. The second is when the pilot chute has been thrown, but it or its bridle becomes wrapped around the skydiver's body. Either way, it is another fast malfunction and may be the most dangerous because after cutaway, it can cause the main pilot chute and parachute to remain tangled with the skydiver. As mentioned earlier, a pilot chute in tow and horseshoe can be similar or even the same in appearance. If the skydiver recognizes that the pilot chute has not been thrown, a quick attempt at finding the handle and throwing the pilot should be made if altitude permits. Likewise, if the pilot chute, bridle, or something else has wrapped around a limb or elsewhere, it is permissible to make a quick attempt to free it, but only if altitude permits. If the pilot chute can be deployed or released from the skydiver's body, a good parachute deployment may still occur. If the pilot chute or bridle is around the arm or leg, pointing that limb upwards, then kicking or shaking it will often help it come off. Again, it cannot be emphasized enough that the skydiver will still be traveling at a speed near terminal velocity, and altitude awareness must be maintained while dealing with this or any malfunction. If you are unable to release the pilot chute from its pouch or your body, even if the horseshoe malfunction is cleared and the main parachute begins to deploy, it is likely that you will still have some other kind of malfunction with the main parachute. The bag lock is also a high-speed malfunction, as you can see by referencing the free fall speed of the skydiver with the free fall speed of the photographer. The bag lock malfunction occurs when the main parachute is trapped in the deployment bag. Notice that the lines are unstowed, but the deployment bag is closed. Many line twists can occur, pinning the skydiver's head down, making it difficult to identify. A streamer malfunction is where the parachute is deployed but fails to inflate properly because the slider is holding the parachute closed at the top of the lines. The drag created by this partial deployment slows the skydiver's freefall speed considerably in relation to other high-speed malfunctions, but it would not be safe to land in any case. The streamer creates the illusion that the parachute is trying to inflate. This is one of the reasons that skydivers count during parachute deployments, so that sufficient time is given for the parachute to inflate, but at the same time, you do not wait too long before initiating emergency procedures. Another common occurrence is a situation where the slider has come down far enough that it is not causing a malfunction, but it has not come all the way down the lines. Often it appears to the skydiver to be 1/2 to 2/3 of the way down the lines. This is easily dealt with during a controllability check using the steering toggles. Simply release your brakes and pump them several times smoothly to the number 3 full brake position, and the slider will continue down to its resting position where the lines meet the risers. At times, this may have to be repeated. If the slider has not come to a resting point that is closer to the suspended skydiver than to the inflated canopy, it is probable that there is some other problem. This decision, like all others, needs to be made by 2,500 feet. The slider up spinning malfunction is caused by the slider becoming stuck on the parachute lines on one side or the other during deployment. This is usually caused by small tension knots that have formed in the suspension lines that interfere, snag, or stop the slider from traveling down the lines. It is possible for the centrifugal force from the spin to cause the skydiver to become disoriented. The faster the spin, the more rapidly altitude is lost. This is the most common parachute malfunction and is easily recognizable. It also dictates